Hi, this is Linda with LJJumble, and I am a bit behind this month. As I've talked about before, I am opening a sticker shop and I've been really busy designing just so I've got enough stuff to open the shop with. This is one of my kits that I've printed out, and I'm using it this week just to test it because I don't want any measurement errors or anything going out to anyone that chooses to buy any of my kits. And the best way to do that is to double check and print out and use one of my kits myself. So this one's based on a bit of mixed media art. I have check boxes that are cut in half, so they're 3 check boxes in a 6 checkbox sort of format, so you can have either or. I've got some washi, some bottom washi, some day covers. There's also deco on the day cover sheet, like functional deco. I've got some glitter headers and like regular headers, and then I have the functional boxes and labels. Now, my kits are actually designed so that if you really wanted to stretch them out, you could stretch them out over 2 weeks. I'm still only giving 9 full boxes, but yes, I sort of tried to fit as much into them as possible because I know that they're expensive and people don't like spending like all their money on kits to decorate their planner, so I've definitely tried to make the kits value for money. So starting with the bottom washi. Now, the adhesive on this paper, if you bring it up relatively soon after putting it down, it will come up. But if it's left on there for a decent amount of time, it will definitely be permanent. Now, it's not a removable adhesive, so you just have to be careful if you want to bring that sticker back up. And if you don't press down too hard, they come up fairly easy. So as you can see here, I'm still having trouble figuring out some of the cutting settings on my machine. When I did this, I've figured it out since then. As I'm recording this a couple of weeks after I shot this footage. So still getting used to the new planner format. So all of my weekly kits, my full weekly kits, come up with glitter headers as standard, and all of the kits, though I'm using date dots from Claire Bear Prints, I will be adding some date dots to go with every kit, so except for the monthly kits. But the weekly kits, the mini kit and the full weekly kit for the vertical, which is all I'm selling to start with, will come with date dots. So this is actually just a bit of mixed media art that I made some weeks back. The orange colour was actually gold paint, but when I scanned it in, it didn't sort of pick up. And I probably could have taken a photo of it and it might have shown up a bit better. But I thought it looked good enough for putting it in a kit. So as you can see, you can pick these stickers back up and put them back down, as long as they haven't been down for too long. I've actually done tests on it to make sure that they do become a bit more permanent over time. So I'm just fiddling with the stickers, getting them all where I want them to be, because I'm fastidious. So I'm going to take a photo of this spread and last week's spread, because the time I'm recording this, it's actually the 9th of August. That's how busy I've been. So it's Friday, well, early Friday morning, the 9th of August. It's actually just past midnight, so sort of Thursday night for me. So as you can see, I had a little bit of trouble with the settings. I was still figuring them out, but I have completely got that figured out now, which is why we do testing. And I'm really happy with the size of the boxes and the glitter headers. So I know I did have a problem with my monthly kit, which I've since tweaked just to make sure that it fit the boxes properly. So a little bit about the sticker paper that I'm using. It is a paper, it's not a synthetic paper, and it's a photo quality paper. It is not as thin as some stickers, but it's actually a decent quality photo paper. It's matte, and it doesn't dry instantly, but it dries pretty quickly. So you can use your regular gel ink pens on it. You can use your microns on it, and you can use any of your markers on it, and they will dry. It only takes a few seconds to dry. It's not instant, but I've had no problems with it. And I'm really happy with the quality of this paper for the price. I do plan to upgrade to get some premium matte paper in the future, but I need to buy it at wholesale quantities, and I couldn't afford that starting off. But this is still a very, very good matte photo paper. So because of the way the Erin Condren's set up now, you can do what I've done here, which is put that bottom washi up on that line, or you can keep it level with like closer to the bottom of the page. And I do have washi strips that will cover the rest of that line. So you can make it so that the whole bottom is blocked off, or you can save the thin washi and the slightly thicker washi for the second week if you want to use the kit again. And as you can see, I've got 2 sets of day covers up there. I've got 2 weekend banners. So if you want to be frugal yet still decorate your planners, this kit should work well for that. love that Tombow whiteout. So here we are getting that top box. Up where the quote used to be. I actually like this spread because it's not really girly, because it is sort of grungy and dark, and here I was figuring out whether I wanted to put washi up on above the date covers, but I decided against it. So as you can see, the functional deco isn't very large on this sheet because I wanted to make it so that there were plenty there. I do plan to sell the functional deco separately in their own sheets, and they will be a little bit bigger. And this was a design mistake that I'm glad I picked up before I was actually making the kits for people to buy, because I was supposed to join the Hello and the Weekend together in one sticker and I forgot, but now that is fixed. So if you buy any of my kits, the Hello Weekend will be one sticker. So here you can see that these checklists do separate into two halves. However, they can be put and used to make it look like just one. Now here was a design mistake, which is the reason why I test these kits out. And my headers were a little bit too small, but I've fixed that as well. That will no longer be a problem going forward. This is me being annoyingly worried about covering up those sidelines. And I really like the flexibility of these checklists. The reason I chose to do them this way is because sometimes I don't want 6, sometimes I want 3. And I made sure that there was no border around them, because if you have bordered checklists, you can't cut them down, you can't make them smaller. And this way, if you line them up, one under the other, it just looks like a 6-box checklist. So the best of both worlds. Here we are putting down those forgotten glitter headers. And pulling them back up again so that I can get them level. So I'm probably going to put in family dinner, because that is one of the... Well, it's not family dinner. Okay, so here I am using just one of those really thin washi strips and a paint scraper, which I've been using to clean the glass mat, which is currently underneath my planner. It's an art mat, and it's tempered glass, so I can use it as palette. It's just great. I can make a mess on it and just use a bit of hand sanitizer and that scraper, and it comes up perfectly clean every time. And I didn't have anything else to cut the washi with at my desk, so the paint scraper works well. So my camera stopped recording. You missed out on a little bit. I was just trying to accommodate the calendar. I'm leaving it in for this spread. I always have trouble trying to find the sheet that I want, and it's always the one that's the last possible one I could look for. So I just use my small appointment labels like little things. I don't think that, I don't use them, so I didn't put them in my kit. So, and I don't have today headers either, because yet again I find them a little bit redundant. I do have to-do headers, but I figure having a today header in a column that basically states what day it is just, as I said before, it's redundant and I don't use them. So sorry if you're a person that likes to use the today headers, but my kits won't have them. I may do separate sheets, single sheets that have them as an add-on in the future, but in the actual kit they're just not going to happen. So because I am sort of creating my own business through this niche program, I don't actually have, like, my schedule is like as clear as, just so I can get as much stuff done before the opening. So at currently recording this, I've got 4 themes over the kits that I've got, and my kits at the moment include a mini kit, a full kit, a monthly, and I don't know if I'm going to have the monthly sold in 2 sheets or 4 sheets, and then I also have a dashboard that I might put together with the monthly in like a deluxe monthly kit or something. And I do have some budget stickers. So I have them over the 4 themes at the moment. I have also got some single sheets set up over the themes as well that contain some of the deco. So here I am planning to use that label that I stuffed up earlier, covering it up with a bit of functional deco. And here I'm writing down when I intended for this video to go live, but it didn't happen. So that is my plan with me for the 29th to the 4th. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and then the notification bell to get notified of when I drop a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.